Money Vikings, Money Viking G here. I got a really good one for you today. And it's not just about Bitcoin, which I know I've been talking about a lot lately. It's about overall investing. And this message is it's really for the younger members of the audience. So, you don't have to listen to this. You have every choice to listen to whatever you want online. But for the younger members of the audience, I think it would do you a lot of good in life and in investing if you just kind of listen to this for a few minutes and, put me on in the background or whatever and hear the sort of thoughts of, I'd like to think of myself as an enlightened Gen Xer. So a person that's been investing for 25 plus years, seen a few things. And I think that the approach that we take here can really help people. Because Money Vikings has never been about get rich quick, because get rich quick is almost non-existent in my experience, or if very rare, and it's mainly luck. And the fact of the matter is, when you're an investor, the biggest theme that I always want to talk about is strategic portfolio construction. And here's the thing, let me talk about this first. I get the draw of get rich quick because there's a thought out there and there's a view that if you're able to, take Bitcoin to the moon after a White House summit or whatever, that you're basically able to solve all your life's problems. The reality, the cold, harsh, serious reality is that you will never solve all your problems with money. Now, with that said, money is obviously extremely important. We live in a capitalist society, and you have to make money and you have to invest. It's part of what you have to do if you want to live a pretty nice life overall. And so when I say that money can't solve your problems, I'm not saying that money isn't important. It's very important. We all know that. And there's a certain amount of money that's needed just to have a really nice life. But in recent years, I feel like it's gotten a little bit like, it's almost like a funhouse mirror where the concept has gotten skewed. What I mean by that is there's different types of wealth, okay? There's wealth of your time, like the use of your time. There's wealth in your relationships with your family and your friends and your children. There's wealth in the type of work you do. There's financial wealth and there's health, right? So there's really, really a lot of different types of wealth. And what you have to remember in life is that balancing all those is actually kind of the key to enjoying and maximizing and having a productive, satisfying life as you go. Now, no one is going to have a stress-free life, and no one is going to have a life that is totally easy at all times. Almost everybody I know has challenges or has faced challenges, or if they haven't had many, they will someday. Everyone will. So you just have to kind of keep that in mind and keep your wits about you. There's also a point to be made about wealth and perspective. So again, I talked about this before. If you live in the modern world, if you live in America, if you have a pretty good job, you're doing better than like 90% of the world. And I know it's so hard to have that perspective if you live in a modern American city or a modern European city. But if you travel or if you really look into other places, the amount of poverty and the amount of the inability of upward mobility, I guess, is really staggering in most places in the planet and for most people. That's why I always kind of come back to Bitcoin. I do see it as a global store of capital, a global digital gold that all can participate in, no matter what country they're in. They basically need a cell phone. So that's kind of interesting too. So my point is about kind of like delayed gratification in a way. The concept that we're going through this raging 20s time, everything has to be like to the moon, hyperbolic, supersonic. But it doesn't always go that way. And when those things happen, it usually happens when we don't know it. So take Bitcoin. So many good things have happened for Bitcoin, and still the price has gone down, right? So it's just one of those great ironies of investing. All the stars can align and people can just say, not good enough, or no, or I'm going to take my money somewhere else, or I need my money right now, whatever it might be. And that's all fine. So the end of the story is this: you got to have, there really isn't any get rich quick. Let that sink in. There's just building one brick at a time, taking your capital, putting it to productive use, one step at a time. And you've got to fall back on strategic portfolio diversification, and you have to let things ride for a while. Most investments need time to mature, and they need time to rise. It doesn't happen instantly, and that's part of the game. So, hey, if you got some value out of this, please give it one of these guys a thumbs up, and subscribe, and check out truewealth.moneyvikings.com, because we've been building wealth for like 8 years now. All these great ideas, bring them together, and we can keep it up. All right, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.